Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
y'all.
Hey, it's morning here.
It's morning here too.
So we have to both say good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Chat.
Oh, yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're in the same place, in
We
the
are.
same time zone, same room. It's so weird.
It is weird.
It's so weird. I don't know what to do.
I know.
I feel like I should look at you, but then I also feel like I should look at the camera.
I know. Same. I feel like we're on some kind of a morning show.
I mean, we could very well be.
Look at the headlines of the day.
Well, starting off, we've got Jacob Yusen coming in from Johannesburg, South Africa. There we are. We're really, really trying to figure this out, and it is an adventure and a half. We're oh, you know what? That kind of makes me think about you have to be flexible on these things, and we're having to practice flexibility here, and on the whole trip we're having to practice flexibility, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well,
we actually did not start talking about anything real, but it's going to go that way. Apparently.
It is. Well, so I may have mentioned this on last week's live stream, where I get to like the stress point of preparing for a trip.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's not worth it.
Like,
why did I even decide to do this? And I know in my head that that's a lie, and that eventually it will be worth it. I'm here now, and it is so worth it.
It is totally worth it.
Yeah. So it's a lot to, manage all the things to get ready for a trip and during a trip and getting all the stuff set up when it's all different and new. But you know what? It is so fun. Oh man.
I tell you what's the most fun thing is, like, we know we click and we know the husbands click, but seeing the kids click.
Yeah, I don't know if they like each other very much.
We're holding our breath.
Oh my gosh, they have been chattering
and
nonstop.
Carrots. They're just all together all the time.
Yes, and there's so many similarities between them. Like the kids coming into the kitchen this morning and being like, bacon,
all of them.
Oh, bacon, all of them.
And then there's yogurt, and then there's some eggs, and the eggs are like whatever, but the bacon. They all went for the bacon. They all wanted to have milk. They all wanted this. They all wanted that.
Yeah. They really have got they went in the hot tub
for
how many hours?
A long time last night.
They're like, here, drink some electrolytes.
Right? Come out, take 12 seconds out of the hot water first, so you don't faint on us.
We sous vide'd our children last night.
It's accurate. And
I think they're ready.
We did it plastic free. So
yeah. Well, swimsuits.
Valid. Okay.
All right. So
we can scroll here.
Yeah.
So we said hello to Jacob, and we've got Miss Cheryl here. If I can actually practice touching the buttons.
Hi, Cheryl.
It's great. Good morning, Jennifer. And then we got Dustin here. He's walking around Costco. Well, that's a fun adventure. And we've got Sylvia here.
Good morning.
And we
just watched my wellness video.
Yeah. And then Risa's here.
Good morning, Risa.
It was fun to see her get that put out.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten
in real time. I was like, well, okay. So we left Oregon 2 days ago. Well, we left our house 2 days ago.
Yeah.
The first night we were still in Oregon. Yeah. We spent the night in Fields, which there's some fields. That's about it.
Yeah.
And it was actually really nice though. But we did not expect that we would not have Wi-Fi or phone coverage. So we were unintentionally off the grid. And I had a video that I was like, I'm going to be able to edit it when we're at the little motel and put it up. And I did get it edited, but then I had to, when we got here last night, I was like, I got to just start this video uploading. So, because, I'm making videos for the trip, like some vlog videos, and you can't mess up the timeline like that. You can't just throw in trip videos and then back at home videos, and it confuses myself.
It gets very difficult to figure out what's happening. And
so
we're chronological people.
Let's see. Suzanne is here. She says, how did you enjoy Antelope Island? We didn't do Antelope Island. We went to the Great Salt Lake Park, State Park.
State Park, yeah.
And it was the Great Salt Lake. It was fine.
We've done it.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah, Levi thought it was pretty great. He was, all the way in.
He was.
Talia wanted to, take a trek across the whole lake. But
Lauren wouldn't even put a toe in.
No, yeah. We're hoping that Levi might rub off. Well, maybe they'll rub off on each other.
And come to a nice midpoint.
Yeah, because Levi is like jumping in the mud and,
trying to make sure there's as much like sandy mud everywhere as
Yeah.
possible.
and poor Lauren's like, oh, it's so gross.
She was like,
It's disgusting.
she's definitely the girliest of girly girls.
Yeah, so maybe they
The
can come to a
most.
happy medium between them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch, because they're so opposite, they'll wind up getting married someday.
Isn't that how it goes? I mean, Levi and Lauren, it does roll off the tongue.
It does. Oh,
All right, we can't get our hopes up.
we can't. Because as soon as we do that, things will shift.
Yeah, right. And we have a long time to wait, so let's not
Like a
start anything.
super long time. They're only 6.
They're 6.
Who knows what will happen next?
Yeah. Giant bone-in ribeyes are $10.99 a pound.
That is stupid good.
Yeah.
That
There's
is
a Costco
stupid.
not too far from here. We
There
should go get
is.
some.
Well, there's like a Costco about every 10 miles along this road, it feels like.
Really?
Not really. No,
I mean,
it's
that
a
would be
few.
nice.
It's very, very well used out
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, we should get some for dinner the next night. Tonight we're going to the Bears.
We are.
For dinner.
We
They're
are.
actually having all of us over
all
with
all.
all of our children, which is not a small crowd.
It's
But
not.
I mean, they're used to big crowds, I'm sure, with as many
Indeed.
kids as they have. So
Right.
I think they'll be able to manage, but we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
We're hopeful. Plus, I feel like they cook for crowds like whenever their family comes over and stuff, like the
Yes.
external or the extended family. So
Yes.
I think
They-
they've got
they
a pretty
have a-
solid grip on how to manage it.
They have a big social network
They are.
and they're amazing.
They're very social.
Can't wait. Okay, so Platte River Keto
Hey,
here in Utah. Yep, we are.
Yeah, we are.
We got in yesterday.
Yeah, we've been on a very, very long roundabout way to get to the Utah. So we've been in Utah since I don't know what day. Monday, I
Wow.
think. What day is today?
Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
So we came in yesterday and you came in the day before us.
We did, but
Okay.
before that, we were down in Arizona and New Mexico and Texas and all of the states like around the bottom. It's been an adventure.
Yeah, so we got here to our Airbnb and we're going to be here for 5 nights, which is amazing. Like just, when you're on a road trip and you're like packing up every single day, it is with a bunch of kids, especially, it's like very exhausting. So we just had one night where we did that and I'm already like,
Never again.
ready to stay. I'm ready to stay. So on the way home, we're planning on several trips. I think it's 6 nights total.
Oh wow.
And 2 nights in one place, 1 night, 2 nights.
Okay,
So that's not too bad.
that is not too bad.
We'll
Yeah.
manage.
We've been 1 night here, 1 night there, a few nights another place, another one-nighter,
Yeah.
1 nighter, 2 night. It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Yeah. Rickwin is here.
Hi,
I keep forgetting this is a
Rickwin.
touchscreen.
Yeah. We've got all the
Sing
devices
it.
here, just trying to figure it out. Hey,
Sing It is here.
hey, just for Sing It's knowledge,
Yeah.
we're both drinking half calf coffee. We're
influenced
both
her.
drinking half calf. Well, it's because we brewed one pot together.
Right. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? We're drinking coffee from the same pot. It's so beautiful.
But mine is still just black coffee in there.
Oh, I wanted to show everybody this picture up here. You can see
Oh.
the feet. Isn't that awesome?
It's a bison.
This room is really
It's a
cool.
really cute room.
They did this cool mountain wall. I don't know. You can't really see much else, but that's it.
We're wearing real pants, not pajama pants.
Oh, and also when I get up close, you can see I'm very sunburned.
Same. I've got sun slap all over. We call it sun slap.
That's all messed up. I was like, oh, it's only 75 degrees. This is beautiful. And I'm like
Mhm.
walking and I got sunburned. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to be careful about that.
Yeah. Especially whenever it's like I'm a lobster when I get sunburnt, and then instantly it peels, and then it goes back to neon white.
Oh, yeah. Well, thankfully,
Mm-hmm.
I usually get a little bit of a burn the first part of the summer, and then
You're
it's
good to
my
go for the
base
rest.
tan. It becomes my base tan. Unless it gets really bad, then it peels, but that's not usually how it goes. So,
Not me.
yeah. Yeah. Kel is here. Oh, and Risa says that Dustin is getting functional fitness.
Accurate.
I get a lot of functional fitness walking around Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah. The days that I go grocery shopping, I'm like, I don't have to work so hard to get my steps in. It's just natural.
That's right.
It's so great. Platte River Keto says, looking forward to streaming your talks at the meetup. Yes. that is
Absolutely.
coming up.
Also, if you have thoughts on what we should talk about,
Oh,
because we're still working it out.
yeah,
We
working on it.
are.
It's going to be awesome.
It's,
We can just say we're basically going to share our stories. That's going to be, a good portion of it. And then
yeah,
share a few other little tidbits.
maybe. Definitely maybe.
For sure, maybe.
For sure, maybe.
Yeah, no,
Definitely.
it's going to be great. It's going to be so great.
It will.
And yeah, it is the YouTube live video is up. And so you can go click notify me so you don't miss it.
Have you put that up on your channel?
I did.
I need
But
to-
it's been a few days ago, so I need to do it again.
I need to go verify that I've got it on my channel too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So also, if you could really help us all out and have 3 devices going at once to watch it in like Dolby Digital stereo.
Yes. So everyone gets the views.
Everyone's got to get those views.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. That's not true.
No, it's not
That's really not true.
true at all. We're doing everything wrong if we're just in it for the views.
That is true.
Oh yeah, Susanna's gonna be here for the meetup.
Yay!
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, let us know anybody else is gonna be there.
That would be
Love
so great to
know.
hang out with y'all.
Okay, let's see. What's Risa eating? Eating a late breakfast of chicken salad made with chosen avocado mayo, a bit of chicken of their chicken sauce on a hero tortilla with no veggies. Trying to have 2 meals a day without veggie sides.
Oh,
Interesting. Let's see. Oh, and coffee with adaptogens and daily
Mhm.
minerals. Of
Mhm,
course.
mhm.
Lynette is here.
Hi, Lynette.
Wave out the window. She's just, somewhere over there. So close.
Somewhere in this distant
We're
metro.
gonna see her very, very soon. Can't wait. I can't believe it's already been a year since KetoCon.
I know.
That's
It's been
crazy.
more than a year. So
More.
weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
The girls were asking us yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. So when was the last time that y'all hung out? We're
Like the
like
only time we
a
hung
year
out?
ago.
Yeah.
I mean, like we do it every single week, but also
Right, but not in
like
real
this.
life.
Not like this. Not like this. All right. And then
Blaze is
we've
here.
got Kelly Sue from Albuquerque. Hello. Okay. So Antelope Island is part of the Great Lake Salt Park, or the Great Salt Lake State Park.
Slip, slip.
I had all those words to sift through in my mind. I couldn't do it. I
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
Yeah. We just went to the main state park
Just like the
parking
main
lot and we
entrance,
just went to
and there was the big giant building that looked like a birthday cake
yeah.
that apparently is like an outdoor theater.
Yeah.
Jared found that out.
Indoor
so-
theater.
Oh, did he say it was indoors?
Yeah. He said outdoor and then he was like, and then we were like, what? It's a building.
I was just going off of what he said. So
It's just a theater.
theater,
There you go.
but it looks like a big birthday cake.
It really does. Sing it. We said what was in the cups. I think this is just an old
Yeah,
old
it
shot,
might.
So
Oh
Half-
wow, we're like
half
9
decaf.
minutes behind.
yeah, it happens. Let's see.
Mind blown.
This one. Did you see the buffalo in Salt Lake State Park?
Do they have buffalo in the state park?
We did not.
Like
we,
American bison?
we
we
did
didn't
see we did see buffalo on our drive from Fields to Salt Lake.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of animals so far. We saw antelope. We
Mhm.
saw a mule deer. We saw wild horses.
Mule deer are the ugliest.
Oh yeah, yeah. We saw lots of bunnies. We saw a coyote.
Mm-hmm.
There were in Nevada. Do you say Nevada or Nevada?
Well, you got to keep the
Nevada.
rat in Colorado, but I don't know if you've got to keep the Ada in Nevada.
Okay, in Nevada.
Nevada?
When we were driving on the side of the road and even in the road were grasshoppers
Oh my word.
Millions, like for miles. And I have a video of it. I'll have to put it in one of my vlog videos. But we just pulled over to the side, and it's just like the ground is moving.
Oh,
and
wow.
like there were a couple points where they were on the road, and so Jeff's driving, and it's just like crunch, 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 crunch. It was so weird. It was so weird.
I remember back in, I think it may have been either 1999 or 2000 in Texas, there was a massive influx of grasshoppers and crickets. They were all up the sides of the walls of every building you could find. You would crunch on them as you were walking. It was pretty gross.
I remember in Africa, because I've spent some time in Africa when I was younger, and there's some season where a certain type of bug, and it wasn't grasshoppers, it kind of looked like a giant ant type thing with wings. I don't know what it was.
I've seen, were they about the length of your first digit of your finger? We've had those before.
Well, it's like a season where they come through, and everyone would, have some kind of a light, whether it's a headlight or a light on their house, where they'd have like a bucket underneath or something. And
they were attracted to it?
Yes. And then they would get buckets and buckets of these bugs, and they eat them. Yeah. And it was like harvest time. And they tried to get me to eat some, and I was like, I'm sorry.
I'm really okay. I'm fasting.
I can't. Yeah.
I'm fasting right now, babe.
Bug does not agree with me. I'm sorry. I'm allergic.
I have problems with exoskeletal creatures. Yeah. Like a big problem with it.
Both of us in the same room.
I
blown.
know.
It's so great. My daughter played in the Junior Olympic volleyball tournament. Wow,
cool.
That's awesome. Clara is here. Hello.
Oh, we lost it.
Oh, this one. Hello.
I meant like we couldn't read the next one because we touched.
I know it. Yeah,
it's different on the iPad versus the big computer. It's a little different.
Yes. Risa says, "I'm so happy you guys were able to get together and drink coffee from the same pot."
We are too.
We told the kids last night that, they're, oh wow, yeah, can we both do it at the same time?
No, only me.
This is so unfair. We're in the same room. I even got the power earlier last week. It's not doing anything.
You try too hard.
I'll do it over here like it's you. So unfair. Why? At least I get the fireworks behind me.
You did.
At least there's
great.
that.
What is it? Rock on. Is it?
Oh, okay. Whose room and where's the rest of the family? So we kicked them out.
We did. We sent the husbands and the children's on adventures.
Yeah.
While we commandeered a living room, and we don't know who owns it, but we're sitting in it.
Yep. Yeah. Husbands come in real handy sometimes.
They are so useful.
So
we're going to keep them around a little while.
Yeah. Except they were talking about going on a 7-mile hike.
No, one way.
A 14-mile hike.
Round trip.
With the children. And we were like,
take water.
Have fun. We'll hold down the fort.
We'll do our best. Yeah. Oh, bummer. We're missing out on that one.
Yeah. Oh, next time. This is our topic.
Oh,
how
man.
the two busiest moms still manage to eat properly. Do we eat properly? I mean,
I eat like a jerk often.
Most of the time.
And when I say jerk, I mean like I eat too much of the things that are highly palatable, like cheese and pepperoni and pecans.
As long as it's keto, it's still proper.
Oh man, we all get into this house and we start unloading all of our bags and our, we're moms. Of course, we pack the car full of snacks and food. So we pull in all the food things and we start loading the food things into the fridge so that way they don't spoil, because we're also, mindful of food waste.
Yes.
We pull out pack of cheese after pack of cheese after pack of cheese.
Keto,
and then Neely pulls out pack of cheese after pack of cheese.
We're keto moms. Of course we pack 90% cheese for our snacks.
We're keto moms. Of course, the other 7 or 10% are pepperonis or some other cured meats.
Meat sticks. Perfect keto bars. We both had perfect keto bars. Yeah. That is
Funny
the
whenever
way
you
it
actually use the
goes.
things.
Yeah. Okay. Risa says, my whole job is functional fitness, lifting heavy boxes, walking around, rocking with them on my feet the whole time, running, reaching high shelves. I've got amazing muscles working at ShopRite. Yeah, it is nice when you can combine work and physical fitness. My husband definitely has that kind of a job. Your husband, I imagine, does not.
Does not. He's really good at keeping couches from floating up. He's also really good at walking around the hangar and making sure things are right with the airplane.
Yeah, but like I've been trying to get Jeff to come to my exercise class with me. And he came one time, which was amazing, but he won't come again because he's like, I don't pay to exercise. People pay me to exercise.
I can hear his voice in my mind.
Yup.
Saying it.
BK is here. Hello.
Howdy, howdy. A Belgian carnivore. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
Lynette's going to be at the meetup. I'm so excited. Now I'm definitely going to go. I was thinking about skipping it.
We were waffling there for a minute.
Yeah. It's like, is it really worth
it?
And then Lynette's going to be there. So we're definitely going to be there. Okay. Options to speak about. N of 1 experiment, making recipes. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I do like the one that the N equals 1 kind of thing is a very, very niche, not niche topic, but like you can really kind of explain how keto can be for literally anybody, or any healthy lifestyle can be for anybody based on that principle. But I also really liked the whole like eating healthy as busy moms.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then I mean, both of those topics could be combined because what does it mean to eat healthy? You have to figure it out
for yourself
and for your lifestyle, because there might be some amazing way to eat that involves gathering all these different foods from all corners of the world and perfectly portioning all these different things to get all these different nutrients or whatever. But we're busy moms. We have to figure out how to make it healthy in our environment.
That's right. That's totally right.
Yeah.
The environment is the hard part.
Yeah.
Especially, the environment the children create is tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Hayden is here. Good morning. Low Carb Spin is here.
Hi, y'all.
Okay. Salt Air. It's a concert venue. The building. It doesn't have any signs. So
I literally feel like I need to just call it the cake building.
Yeah.
Jeff called it that, and I thought that is the way it has to be described henceforth and forevermore. I mean, it looks like a cake.
Yeah. I'd go to a concert and a cake any day. Everything looks like a birthday cake. Well, these days with the whole "is it cake" thing,
for sure,
literally anything could be a birthday cake.
I love the ones that are like the fail versions of those.
Yeah,
they make an emoji and then they show an emoji and you're like, is it or isn't it?
Oh, I saw a really great reel a while back. Someone had a chicken bone and they're like, is it cake or is it a chicken bone? And they go, and it was, made out of broth was made, and you know how soft they get when they just dissolve.
Yeah.
It's cake. That's so gross.
Carnivore, is it cake?
Yes.
I've actually gone through and blended up beef bones after making them into broth. Like, you reuse the bones a couple of times.
And they're like disintegrating.
They really do. And it was interesting. I did not make it all the way through the batch.
Yeah, what did you do with it?
I attempted to drink it. And it was a little gritty.
Get your calcium in.
A little bit
My
gritty.
dog would eat it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But we are not dogs.
No, that's true. Okay, so the bison are on Antelope Island. So we must have missed that.
We definitely did not experience that.
Next time we will do the Antelope, because I've heard Antelope Island is really cool. Free samples of said buffalo in the park. I would rather not have a buffalo sample.
Especially if it's out there in the park. You don't know what kind of debris is integrating in that. Oh no.
What did
What
I
did
do?
you do?
How do you get
There
it
we
goes.
Okay. Whew.
Technology. Buffaloes walk up to your car. Okay, yeah, we did Yellowstone a few years ago,
Yeah.
and got to experience that excitement, the elk and the buffalo. And you just did Yellowstone?
No, we're going to do Yellowstone before we make our way back to
Yes.
the East Coast. Well, not the coast, but the eastern half of the states. But Jared and I and his mom and dad and our oldest, I was pregnant with our second at the time, we did Yellowstone.
Nice.
And Jared and his dad, they approached a bison
No.
like very confidently. I don't remember exactly how close they got, but they got really close. We also saw bears out there when we were there.
Looking for bears.
Yeah.
We didn't see any.
We were out there in, I think, July
Okay.
2013, and we saw some bears. All
awesome.
of the ruminant animals as well.
Yeah. Okay. The buffalo are on Antelope Island in the middle of the Great Salt Lake.
Yeah, so we did not.
That's not where we went. We went to the edge.
We did the walking into the water around the edge. We did not actually make it out there.
Yeah. We saw it. We put our toes in.
We
Some
sure
of us
did. There were some people out there actively swimming in
yeah.
a farther distance from the shore,
Yeah,
and
saw
then there
a
was a
boat.
boat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared,
So
he
we've done
never
it.
saw a boat on the Salt Lake before.
Yeah. So my grandparents lived in Brigham City for a lot of years when I was really young. So I have childhood memories of coming to Utah and seeing them. And I have a memory of going to the Great Salt Lake, but it was very similar to what we did, where it's like we got there and we're like, well, there it is. Cool. Now we've done it. Yeah.
So that's what it is. You get
It
to
goes
have the
on my
thumbs up.
face. I think that was from you. I don't think that was from me. See, it's not working. The thumbs up just went right on my face. Just so unfair.
What if I give it a thumbs down?
Leave a thumbs down my face.
Why are we?
No?
I hope y'all are blessed today by this.
No cicadas. Yeah, the bugs in Africa, I don't know what they were exactly, but I don't think they were cicadas. But we don't have cicadas in the Pacific Northwest as far as I know. But
Might be too cold for that.
Yeah, they've been
Habitat.
crazy on the East Coast.
It's the year for it.
Yeah.
We're not looking forward to it.
Oh, they serve bison burgers on Antelope Island. We should have gone there. I think we missed
Missed
our
opportunity.
chance. Yeah. We picked the wrong place to go for the Great Salt Lake. Okay. When there are that many, aren't grasshoppers called locusts? Is that true? It's like just the amount of them that changes the name?
I don't know. I remember growing up and there being locusts, like they were a
Yeah.
specific type of insect that was different from grasshoppers and different from crickets.
Okay.
But I could be misremembering things.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and the amount of them makes me think that they were locusts, because you don't hear about herds. Swarms of. Do you hear about swarms of grasshoppers? Because you definitely hear about swarms of locusts. Like that's.
You do hear about the locusts. Like I said, back in 99, 2000-ish, or maybe it could have been 98. It doesn't matter. Late 90s, early 2000, there was mass grasshoppers and crickets.
Yeah.
But they were never called locusts that I recall. And
Yeah.
that was in Texas.
Who even knows? I'm sure someone knows and they'll tell us.
That would be useful.
Yes. Think of all the grasshopper flour you could make.
I mean,
Missed
like,
opportunity.
as a venture for sure, as something that I will personally consume, I don't know that I'm on a okay place with that. No.
No.
It's a no.
It's a no for me, dog. What is this about our travel snacks? It's not coffee cake and Cheez-Its.
No.
It's cheese
They're
and meat
meat.
sticks.
We definitely do not get Cheez-Its.
No, we don't.
None of my kids would eat those.
Well, my kids would
even
eat
if we
them.
bought them.
They would eat them for sure. They would love them, but no.
They're pretty awful.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of them anyway,
Yeah.
personally. So like even
not so
whenever
much.
I was still eating all the processed foods and serving the processed foods to the girls, I still would have never bought them because it's not
Yeah.
something that I liked.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because in the last year or two, Jeff has gotten really
Mindful.
That's a good word, of ingredients. And
Mhm.
so like before it was like I was the bad guy. Like, no, we're not getting XYZ because of, it's not real food. And now Jeff is the one, he's like, that's not real food. Because Talia was like, oh, there's a Pizza Hut. And both of us were like, we are not
Nope.
getting pizza. And she's like, why? And he's like, it's not real food.
There's
finally a
progress.
team.
It's happening.
We're a team. Oh yeah, we should make some shorts. I was thinking about that. We went for a walk right before the live stream,
Yeah.
and the way we were walking, I was like, we could totally do like
We're moms.
we're moms, or we're keto moms, or whatever.
We were also doing fun things like parkour.
Yeah.
So
She was mostly doing the parkour. She's very good at parkour.
I am a much
you may not have known this,
a
but
much more childlike person than Mealy.
I aspire to be more childlike, so it's good.
It can be beneficial at times, but not all times.
Scott says, I love hiking in Utah. I miss it. I lived there from 2002 to 2007. No mountains in Nebraska. Oh, bummer.
You got a lot of corn.
You can't hike that.
No, but you can weave it.
There you go. I try to get a hike in every time we go. My wife's family lives there. So we visit every year. Yeah. Obviously in Oregon, we have tons of amazing hikes, but it's just a different kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just different. Like, to have the Rocky Mountains, like, right there is pretty magical.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. When we first drove into Texas, I felt the sense of like, oh, this is home. It was a weird feeling because it was like East Texas. I grew up in Dallas, which is eastern half of Texas. It's North Texas. But like we drove through the border and I was like, oh, this feels like home. And then when we hit Arizona, I was like, man, this feels familiar. We could do that too. And then we drove up into Utah and I was like, oh, I miss it. I miss it so much.
Yeah.
We were here for such a short time. I kind of lament that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
It is nice. But then Oregon's really good too.
We did live in Oregon as well. And at some
You need
point,
to
we'll have to
remember
go
how
back to
wonderful.
Oregon to feel the feels.
Yeah.
I think really what I've just determined is that Jared and I are able to make home no matter where we go, as long as it's on the, western 2/3 of the states.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how that works.
Well,
I don't really love the eastern zone.
yeah, I haven't spent a lot of time in the eastern zone, at least like northeastern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Florida and Georgia and down
Southeast.
south, but not northeast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Functional fitness at Costco lifting waters and soda cases for Saturday's indie meetup. Saturday.
So your
you're having-
meetup is competing with our meetup?
Yeah.
How very dare
Maybe
you?
they can put the live stream of our meetup on a big screen at their meetup. Wouldn't that be cool? And then we could all be meeting.
We could commandeer their meetup.
There you go. Maybe it'll be a different time of the day.
Maybe.
You have all the meetups all day long.
But it would have to be because they're in a different time zone.
right?
We
We'll
have
go with that.
struggled with
We'll go
time.
that.
and
Oh,
time
so
zones.
much.
Hard.
Yeah,
this
when I
trip.
was scheduling the live stream last night, I just scheduled it for 10 a.m. because I always schedule it for 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we were like, wait a minute.
I was like, is that?
And then we had to
Here?
figure out that it's actually 11 a.m. here that it's supposed
Mhm.
to happen. And
Yeah.
it was nice having that extra hour this morning. We got a nice walk, leisurely breakfast.
Yeah.
It was great.
I got 2 hours less.
Right, exactly.
But I also wake up at the crack of dawn regardless.
Wait,
so
let's
it's
do that wrong. Okay.
not a major
Yes.
struggle for me.
Yes. Usually I'm the first one awake in the house. And so when I woke up, I could hear, movement up here. I was like, this is weird.
I am always almost always the first one up at my house too. And it's my favorite thing. Waking up first
Me too.
and having that little bit of a moment.
Yes.
And then I
Making
like to wake up
coffee.
before the sun to make sure that I can see the sun.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It is pretty magical. I like it a lot.
Mhm.
And my kids sleep in. Like they would sleep until noon if I let them.
Molly would
Which is
sleep till about
nice.
4 a.m. if I didn't force her to stay asleep until, like 6 and then let her read for like an hour in the hopes that she'll fall back asleep again until 7.
Wow. What time does she go to bed?
Same time as everybody else.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Some people are just built differently. Oops, I already shut that one.
And when you say built different, sometimes you mean broken. She's just not a sleeper.
Yeah, and that's okay as long as she's not like tired throughout the day. Like,
Oh, she gets tired.
oh, okay. Well,
It's a dysfunction. That's why I said some people are
see.
broken.
I see. Yeah. My kids have never had a sleep issue,
Mhm.
which I'm so thankful for. Like all the things that we have to deal with.
Sleep is not one.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah.
I feel for people like my I have kids' cousins, my nieces and nephews. Some of them have struggled with sleep, and it's just like, oh man, life is so hard when sleep is not right.
Well, and it's not just hard for the parents because like they're also up and having to maintain things, but the tiny humans, they cannot function and operate well when it is limited sleep in the tank. So
Well, I can't operate well, so much less them trying to hold in their little emotions.
yeah, they're not little emotions.
Yeah.
It's like the tinier the human, the larger the feels.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an inverse relationship.
Let's see. Oh, the main purpose was to get us in the same room, not the meetup. No, the meetup brought us together. So, I mean, the meetup comes first.
It does. It does.
Yeah. Dustin just laughed out loud like a crazy person in the middle of Costco, thumbs down my face. I thumbs down your face. I got it to work. Why does it take so long for me to do it?
Are we gonna do the bubbles, the balloons? Is it Can we get it? Okay, that's enough.
This is ridiculous. Oh, Chris Barrett is here. He's late. I got mired in code stuff fixing web pages. That sounds terrible.
So if you ever have need for a side hustle, Chris, I have a website you could work on.
Yeah, I don't think he really has much to do, so that would work out really well.
I hear he does a lot of snorkeling whenever they go out of town.
Yeah.
So clearly
You could
he's got
switch
more
that-
than enough time.
You could switch that to web maintenance.
100%.
Okay. The story is that pioneer crops were saved from the grasshopper swarms by the seagulls that came. Yeah, we Renee and I were listening to Little House on the Prairie books, and there's one story in there. I forget if it was crows or blackbirds or something that came and ate all the corn. Maybe there wasn't grasshoppers in that story.
But there was some sort of pest that came to eat the crops.
Yes. Maybe I'm not thinking of the right one, but
yeah,
definitely.
I tell you what, we were in Arches National Park, and we stopped off at one of the locations to go see some of these arches, and there were these 2 massive black crows. I mean, like they were the size of like a large chicken. And I was like, you can't eat crows. You can't eat crows. But man, they look like you could eat them.
Yeah.
And they were on the bed of this truck, and there was a dog in the truck, but they were in the bed of the truck. Massive birds, just like, like right here on the bed.
Yeah.
And I walked up to them and took some video of them. And then whenever I moved my camera down out of the way, I was like, it was right here. I was like, walk away. I'm walking away now. Walking away.
Well, in Little House on the Prairie, they ate the blackbirds.
Did they?
Yeah, because the blackbirds ate all their corn, and so
They had to get the
ate
corn
blackbird.
somehow.
Yeah. Low carb spin. I thought locusts and cicadas were the same. I don't think so.
You know what? We're gonna have
But
to just
we
rely
are not
that-
experts.
Yeah, our
can,
memories
we
are
could Google it,
faulty,
but,
and we don't really know.
yeah, maybe they're all the same thing: locusts, grasshoppers, crickets, and cicadas, and they just have another fancy name. Who knows?
I'm gonna push back on the cicadas. They are definitely a
Yeah.
special breed.
Maybe related, but different. Let's see. Time and Tide plans. Hello. Made it live, and you're together. Yay! We're together.
Hey, if y'all don't know who Time and Tide Plans
Tide.
is. She's great. She's got a YouTube channel here. She does like little planner cards based off of the Sidetracked Home Executive book. Like she does her own version of it, and that top notch. I don't know if I can get an A-OK or a thumbs up on it because thumbs up doesn't work for me, but I fully appreciate her products and have been using them. So if you need some assistance, if you need some system in your life, go check her system out that she uses and see if that would work for you. Because for my brain, it definitely worked.
Yeah, so when we're on Marco Polo, we'll high five to your face, you know. Now we can do thumbs up or thumbs down to your face.
Watch, it's going to delay response, and then it's going to do a real quick flip.
The West Coast is the best coast. I tend to agree.
I really like the mountains.
Yeah.
An Indy, Utah portal.
Oh, yes, where we do our meetup. Yeah, so we can just jump from one to the other.
That would be so cool. Where's the wormhole?
Yeah. Yep. If the grasshoppers swarmed between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., it was grasshoppers.
They have to have temps.
And temps have to be above 75. Okay. Interesting.
Some good knowledge.
Yeah. Okay. A bunch of cicadas are called a brood.
Well,
Interesting.
I'm definitely in a broody mood whenever they're around.
We have a brood of children running around here
That's
usually.
true.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of funny words for groups of animals.
I love the Parliament of Owls.
Yes, or the murder of crows.
That one is good. I still dig that.
So weird. Yeah.
They have a lot of really cool names for birds, for sure, like the flamboyant of flamingos.
Oh, yeah.
Someone
Someone just had fun with that. Like,
I mean,
it was just like, let's just do something crazy.
right. I want to know what they call like a flock of sandpipers. We saw sandpipers when we were out at the beaches
yes.
in Florida, and those have got to be my favorite birds.
They're very cute.
If one can have a favorite bird, that would probably be
Of
mine.
course can have a favorite bird.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Singin is hoping there'll be no brood in her area.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. Oh man, he's got 2 employees that are supposed to do web stuff, and he's stuck doing it. It's a sad day.
You know, if the site isn't up and running, the keto chow isn't keto chowing.
No, seriously. Have you watched the podcast he did about customer service? It just came up recently. I just started. I haven't finished.
So we've been traveling a long time. And so for us, I am so behind on all the videos that I borderline think I'm just going to say, we're starting from this point, square one, and moving forward.
Yeah. I keep like downloading videos. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have a chance to watch that. And then I probably will not.
That's also why I haven't put out videos.
Right. Yeah.
I've been very, very focused on, okay, let's get to the next place. Child needs snack. Here's snack. Child needs this next activity. Next activity.
Yes. Well, there was one point in the car because we've driven maybe 13 or 14 hours in the last few days. And there was one point in the car where I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to go ahead and put on my headphones and, listen to something. And like 2 minutes after I put them on, Jeff just turns on music super loud. And I'm just like,
that was a nice idea.
I tried. I was like, I'm going to listen to audiobooks. I'm going to listen to podcasts. I got all these things downloaded.
I'll have so much time.
I'll have so much time. Not a single thing. Not a single thing.
Yeah. I have a similar issue that Jared, he does 98% of the driving. Like, that's not true. When we're on road trips, he does 100% of the driving.
Jeff does the same.
And so we'll be like going along and it'll be an hour without conversation. And then I think I'm just going to watch a video real quick. And the earbuds in. And then all of a sudden,
all these things we need to talk about
right now. And it's like, So you could do the same thing, or you could listen to your pod. He loves podcasts.
So does Jeff.
So it's like, you could be listening to those too. But we're doing this together. Let's do it that way.
Somehow that's how it always works.
I'm like a person who needs to recharge like in some solitude. I can go for a long time without it. But then once it's like, okay,
Yeah,
now
I'm the same
I've
way.
gotta refill the bucket. And
Yeah.
that means like I just need to mentally check out. And for me, mental checkout means listening to YouTube videos.
Yeah, same.
It's like I just need somebody else to do the thought process for me for a
Yes.
little bit.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've
Yeah.
talked about before how watching YouTube videos of people doing just everyday things, it kind of gives you the feeling of like you did it yourself.
Yeah.
You get that satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of the same, like you listen to somebody talk about something, you're like, I don't have to think, I'm just
Absorbing this.
receiving their thoughts.
That's right.
It's kind of nice. I don't have to like think of a response.
Mm-hmm.
I just listen.
Well, and the times when you don't think of the response, like you don't have to find responses. It's like, oh, my brain actually has a chance to pause and think about something,
Yeah.
and then have my own thoughts about that something.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, it is good. A fling of sandpipers, is that true?
Oh, I might love it.
That's amazing.
What was it of weasels?
Oh,
Do you remember
a
that?
sneak of weasels.
A sneak of weasels.
Yeah, that's great. I have a sneak of children.
Yep. With all those episodes or all those videos in the backlog, backlog bankruptcy declarating.
Declarating. Wow, that's a good word.
Where's that coffee?
We've already had so much coffee this morning.
I don't know what so much qualifies as, but I feel like it's not enough.
Well, I was telling Lindsay that at home, I'm the only one that drinks coffee. And I don't have a regular coffee pot. I use an AeroPress usually. And so I make my 1 cup of coffee in the morning. And if I want to have more, it's like a whole ordeal to make another whole cup of coffee. Here, we got this pot of coffee and it's always full. And I'm just like, oh, I'll just have a little more. A little more.
So every single night, I set the coffee maker at home and program it so that it starts at a certain time. And then by the time I get up and out the bedroom door, I can go and just into my cup and just scoot on about my merry business. And then Jared can and scoot on about his business. And it's just so nice.
It is.
Well, it's so much quieter than having the constant of the Keurig.
Yeah. I at the hotel we stayed in, or motel,
The place.
They had a coffee maker that was programmable, and we were getting up early at 4:30 and leaving by 5. And so I programmed it to start making me coffee at 4:30. I was like, this is nice. This fancy technology where it makes you coffee.
It's like having a butler.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a Rosie, if you remember the Jetsons.
Right, it is.
I will say, I got to the point where instead of like programming it for the time that I woke up, I have to reverse engineer by about like 17 minutes to verify that the coffee is ready the moment that I touch feet to the floor.
Let's see. Greetings from Chattanooga. Hello. I think your subscriber count is broken. That's interesting. YouTube has also been removing my likes from older videos. What? How random is that?
Can I ask a
YouTube.
follow-up question? Like,
YouTube.
how did you acquire that knowledge? Because I would love to know like how it's sorting those things out. Is it like a liked videos like list that it has somewhere on your profile?
Usually, if you like a video, it goes into the liked folder.
Category.
It's kind of like a playlist, I guess. But yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. Okay. Sandpipers can be described as a bind, a contradiction. I have a contradiction of children. A fling, a hill, and a time step.
Oh my word.
Time
Screenshot
step. What
that.
the heck?
I
That's so
love
nice.
it. A contradiction.
A contradiction.
That feels so rebellious. I love it.
Yeah.
It's because they're birds that go to eat the sea creatures, but they can't stand the sea. So they run away from it as soon as it comes to get them.
Yes.
I just made that up also.
That was beautiful.
Can you tell that I homeschool children and try to give them reasons for things that I know nothing about?
Children and spouses are like cats. They have an internal radar that alerts them when parent spouse is not focused on them. I think that's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man. I mean, so many times it happens where I'm sitting trying to watch like a 10-minute video, and every 20 seconds, yes,
Can I help you?
What is it you need now?
Right.
Can I not just sit and watch 10 minutes? Like,
No.
No.
No. My favorite is nobody needs me until I need to use the restroom. And then the moment that I close the door,
oh.
it's Mom! La, la, la.
Yeah, I stopped saying like, what do you need? Or who is it? I'll just be like, I'll be out in a minute.
That's my phrase too.
Yeah.
100%.
I'll be out soon.
That's right. Listen,
Then-
I'm managing business in here, and then I will manage you.
Yeah. And you hear their brains like trying to calculate it. But I was gonna ask you something. And sometimes they'll just start talking. I'll be out in a minute. I'll be out in a minute.
I've got no other response.
I'll be out in a minute.
My
As long
mom,
as someone's not dying.
that's what my mom would always say. Are you bleeding or dying? I'll be out when I'm done.
Exactly. Oh, that's such a mom thing. Okay.
And it stands the test of time.
Let's see. Getting ready to travel tomorrow, but flying to.
Dominican
Oh,
Republic.
okay. I was like, you're going to the doctor?
Who flies to the doctor?
I mean, you could go to a pretty special doctor you can fly to.
Oh, for sure.
Any vacation advice?
Mm,
You guys fly a fair amount.
we do.
So
we do.
I don't have a lot of flying advice, but
So it's kind of tricky because it's one of those things where I do things that are not the typical person things. Like sometimes I will carry a cooler bag in my backpack as my big, personal item carry-on thing. And I'll have it filled with like, something frozen, like freeze lunch meat or something, and then have that be my cold pack and put cheese or, hard-boiled eggs or something like that in there. But then I will also sometimes just take jerky and jerky.
Yeah.
I have at one time taken those little packets, those little foil packets of like, not tuna, but they've got salmon ones that have like seasonings to them. So I've done that before, but Jared forbade me from actually opening it on an airplane.
I agree with that. Jared is right. Yeah. Do that in the privacy of your own space.
I was like, well, I just don't know if I'm going to like get to a point where I'm like starving and we're in an airport waiting on a plane or something. Like if I'm in the terminal, I feel like that would be a safer-ish.
There's more ventilation, yeah.
Well,
not in the airplane, please.
Yeah.
Same with the boiled eggs. It could be bad. It could be bad.
But yeah, it typically winds up being that, or like shelf-stable keto stuff, like Quest cookies, or like the perfect keto bars, or if you have Mallow Munch bars, those always would be one of the first things I would grab for in the
So on
travel bags.
One of my weekly wellness videos with Jonathan Shane, we were talking about this vacation, and I was like, asking for advice, and he has a whole like 5-point system that he does with his clients, and the tips are really good. And so I'm trying to follow those while I'm on vacation, because I don't want to track while I'm on track food and stuff, but I also don't want to throw out everything out the window because it's vacation. I can eat whatever I want. So his advice was, there's 5 things. I'll see if I can remember them all. Start with meat. So every meal should have some protein. Get all your protein in. No snacking between meals. Just take the 2 or 3 meals like regular. That's where I, get into trouble, where it's just like, we're in the car, there's food.
You've already handed something to somebody else.
Yeah,
like,
they're eating right next to
some.
you. Yeah. And then, whenever you stop, it's like, oh, we stopped. We should get a drink or a snack, or, just to get out of that habit and be like, is it a meal? No, I'm not eating it. So that's a really good one. Make sure you get some kind of activity every day. It doesn't have to be like a big workout, but just, and usually on vacations, oftentimes you're getting more walking and things like that regularly, but just being intentional about getting some movement every day. What were the other ones?
How many was that?
That was only 3, wasn't it?
Only eat at meal times. No snacking. Meat first.
Oh, and then exercise. So there's one more. I feel like I couldn't remember the one more on the last video we talked about it. I should have them tattooed on my hand.
Yeah, a little cheat sheet right there on the arm.
It'll come to me eventually.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I know what it was. It was if you're doing carbs, like I'm having some carbs, I'm low carb right now rather than keto or zero carb. And he's like, if you're doing carbs, just have carbs at 2 meals and have 1 meal be a keto meal. Because it's easy to overdo carbs, especially if you're eating them at every single meal.
I find that it is easy to overdo the carbs and the fat, especially if they're together.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That kind of always goes poorly.
Yeah. So just having 1 meal out of the 2 or 3 where you're just keeping it keto, meat and veg, and fat. It's a good way to keep it under control without having to obsess about it too much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think that was all of them.
That did count.
So
5.
yeah, I think that's a really solid set of rules.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Sylvia says, that's my husband too. He will start talking as soon as I put in my ear pods.
Yeah.
So I take them out and he stops talking. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And to be fair, I do the same thing to Jeff where I'll just come in and start talking to him and he'll be like, oh, oops.
Jared 90% of the time is listening to things in open air, not in earbuds.
Oh, okay. Well, that's handy.
So it's one of those things where I then don't talk because I know that he's listening to things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for him, it doesn't matter. It's like, well, I have things to say, so I must say them.
Oh, yeah. Well, he has a lot of important things to say.
He does.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
Crystal is here.
Hi.
Late but arrived. Time and Tide plans. A good coffee machine program to have your coffee ready for you upon waking is the best.
Literally.
I mean, what a time to be alive, right? Goodness. Every husband found something to do with self. Now they want to engage you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the way it is. Okay. YouTube recommends videos as new that I've already watched and liked. Weird.
That is very weird.
YouTube is so strange. Whenever you think you
It's
got it figured out, they
uncontrollable.
change something.
Yeah.
Nourishment Redacted is here.
Hi.
Lindsay and Neely together in the flesh. Yeah. Look,
We really are.
I can poke her.
I shan't punch.
Okay. I'm trying to teach our children that if a person is actively speaking at the moment, you need to wait for them to stop speaking before asking them a question and interrupting. I'm not doing well. Okay, could you just teach that to the adults too, please?
Yep.
Yeah. And we do the same thing in our house where, we try really hard to teach the kids not to interrupt. We had a system, especially in our old house that was a lot smaller, where the kids had to come and raise their hand before. And at first it seems like, oh, that seems limiting on the children to not be able to just speak their mind. But it's like they would start talking at me and I'm not even listening.
Yeah.
I'm not even. So when they raise their hand, I give them my attention, and it's a better experience for everyone, including them, when I'm able to actually hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
So, it's an important life skill.
Really is. I saw I don't remember if it was a GIF or a meme. Is it a GIF or a GIF? It doesn't matter.
We don't need to get into that.
It's not an issue.
Cicada.
Where it basically said that whenever a husband comes in to say something to his wife and she says, huh? It's not that she didn't hear you. It's that she's got 100 other tabs open in her brain and she's trying to figure out which one's making music. That is it.
Story of my life.
That is it. And for a long time, whenever we only had Caitlin and Molly, I had them come up to me if I was having a conversation, put their hand on my shoulder.
Yes.
To let me know that they needed me. And then I would put my hand on their hand to acknowledge that I know you're there. I'm not forgetting about you. I'm finishing this thought with this person or letting this person finish their thought. And then I will address you. And you're right. It takes your brain and says, brain can now finish task A to then switch tasks to B and whatever else needs happening. But it's so hard. And it's also it feels mildly encouraging and like camaraderie, not in a positive encouraging way, but like we're not alone.
Yeah.
To know
I'm not
that
the only one bad at this.
right, but to know that Chris is still engaging in this war, because at this point it's no longer a battle. It was a battle when they were like 4, but now it's a war because it's going on for years. So it's good to know that there's, you know, camaraderie in the older children's still having to deal with this same thing.
Yeah, because it's like we have these systems or these things that we're trying to instill in them, and it feels like you're not getting anywhere a lot of times because this. I mean, it's just very difficult to get that like instilled every time they do this. But
yeah,
I think we are making progress even in the times it doesn't feel like it. And it's a lifelong thing. Because we still have to work on that. Like
100%.
Our husbands. Oops. Not always the best example of how to be. Okay. We are at an hour here, so we're going to hop off in just a minute, but we'll get these last few comments. It's not just YouTube.
About the whole unliking and that kind of thing.
YouTube just likes you to rewatch videos you've watched because they know you like it already, so they can get you to watch more ads. It's all about the revenue for them. Yeah, they have all kinds of sneaky things trying to get you to. Yeah. Well, that's the goal, is to get you to just keep watching videos. Yeah. So, yeah, but I don't really understand the rewatching of videos. I mean, they do have a thing where if you've started a video and haven't finished it, they'll be like, pick up where you left off, which that's kind of helpful because sometimes I'll start something and then forget about it. Then I did want to see that into that, but to serve you up one that you've already watched all the way
in its entirety.
I bet though that's more geared towards kids and young people because they are all about watching the same things over and over and over again. So who even knows? Who even knows? But they have all kinds of ways that they're always trying new things and trying to, to see what's going to get all the clicks and the watch time,
the minutes, and all the minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, and we still love the platform itself because it is, a useful tool and way for us to connect with y'all and share things that we like to share.
It's kind of like we love our kids, but we come on here and complain about them too.
That feels gross. Oh, I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, man. That's just life.
I feel convicted.
Tiffany says, great advice. First trip since getting married and having kids. Oh, wow. I haven't been away from my boys for this long, but so excited. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. It is hard though, when you leave the kids for the first time.
I feel like it's harder for the people who are having to manage the children.
Probably. That's probably true.
It's not okay.
Ellie says, my husband is struggling with sugar cravings. He heard a tip to eat some cream cheese and it'll help. He ate the whole block of cream cheese and still bought the cannoli. Oh, that's the worst.
Tough.
I have been there where I'm like so craving whatever.
Something.
And then I try to fill the void with all these different things. And then in the end, I give in to whatever. And it's just like, ugh.
That was a really long roundabout to come to the thing that actually fixed the problem.
Yeah. And then made it worse because I ate all of this other stuff that didn't really satisfy it. And it's tricky because sometimes, I don't know, especially when you're craving junky food, it's like, you don't want you do want to fight that. But then sometimes when you lose the battle, it's just like, dang.
That was not only lost, but it was just annihilated.
Yeah, they really got me there.
I find for me though, I can't just say, well, I'm just going to have the one treat. Yes. I can't, I choose, I'm sure I could, but it's like the craving sounds get louder if I act on it.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. So I've kind of gone through phases of that. When I'm being really strict and then I have one thing, that's how I respond. I have to eat all of them. Mm-hmm. But I've found that with, working with Jonathan and adding about 100 carbs a day, because I'm having the little bit every day, my body doesn't respond the same way. It's kind of like when you haven't had a lot
of inoculating yourself.
Yeah. When your body hasn't had a lot of sugar, especially, I mean, sugar I think is the main driver, and not bad sugar necessarily, just like natural sugars. Your body gets it and it's like, when are we going to get this again? I have no idea. We have to get all of it.
Yeah.
And so there is some kind of like a physiological. So sometimes it's easier just to stay away from it.
Yeah.
And then, other times maybe having that little bit to keep you from having that response. It just depends on what works for you at the time, what you tolerate, all that. Everyone's different. N equals 1, blah, 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 blah.
Same
right.
song.
Yeah. So Lori is here, made it before the live was over.
Hi.
Happy to see you together. Yes. We're having a great time.
We are having a good time.
Yeah.
And we probably need to pop off the stream
Yep,
here
I think
because
the kids will be home soon.
the children and husbands will be here momentarily. And we need
And
to
chaos will
engage.
ensue.
Well, not even that. We we need to engage
try to
with
be
them
present.
too.
Yeah, we try. All right. Well, where did my, there it is.
Are you
It's gonna,
all the screens?
I know.
There's so
I guess
many.
we could end from that. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
All right. Come to the meetup if you can. If you can't make it to the meetup, watch the live stream. If you can't watch the live stream live,
Watch the replay.
watch the replay. Yeah. So we will see you again next week. Maybe. I mean, we're gonna be. We will see you when we see you.
Yes.
Let's say that. We'll let
Who
you
knows?
know.